It's time to grow up. It's time to forgive. And most importantly, it's time to stop punishing yourself and just get out of your own way. We as humans, when things don't go our way, we drop into this vicious self-hatred. This anger, this hurt, this guilt, shame, annoyance, frustration, hating the world, hating people, not knowing how to forgive. But our heart is at the center of everything. You want money, love, relationship, appreciation, to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel validated, but you have a heart that contradicts every aspect. You want a loving relationship, but you have a heart that hates or thinks there's no one else out there. You want finances, but you hate the facts, the way that you've always spent your money. You want business to go well, but you hate the facts that you've never put energy or effort into it. You want people to love you, but you don't love yourself. Now, self-love isn't standing in front of a mirror, giving yourself false bullshit. It's just not. It's about internally really letting go and forgiving yourself and gassing yourself up on a daily basis and being able to truly appreciate who you are as a human. Now, for me, I struggled with this. I always have struggled with this. My mum's always told me, you're so hard on yourself and can't you just appreciate what you've done and where you've been? And only brutal things that have happened to me and only brutal things that I have done to people have allowed me to gain the wisdom of being able to actually understand that. Because we are just little kids running through the world with so many emotions we don't know how to control and regulate. And our biggest mistakes are done within a second. We act on anger, we act on emotions. That leads to us then just hating ourselves so much. You need to get out of your own way and you need to grow up. And men tend to just go through life causing chaos, self-sabotaging, right? And really getting into a ball of chaos and then not knowing how to understand or regulate or mature into a better version of yourself. So I've done this recently, consistently, is looking into the past of my actions, of why I done that, what happened when I was a kid that led to me being able to do that. Why am I so intense with, it could be relationships, or why do I obsess over certain aspects of business? Why am I doing these things? And instead of beating myself up, I'm so compassionate and understanding that I am just doing my best through life because it's the first time that I'm experiencing certain situations, scenarios, and aspects. Unless you have lived this life 20 times over, how are you meant to know how to do things? So you beat yourself up, you're pissed off at yourself, you're annoyed you're not where you want to be, you're annoyed you're not further where you should be, but you're the only one that is in your own way. And it's beautiful because when you start to actually move out of your own way and not sit there with so much anger, so much hurt, blaming the world, I think a lot of people are scared of forgiveness and loving themselves because then there is nothing then in their way. That's almost like their protective barrier, that if they can blame someone, it's the reason why they don't have to take a certain action. If they can hate someone, then it's a reason why they have that anger and then they have that excuse. But the moment you let that go, then barriers just move. You're like the only one that's out there. It's like two dogs barking at each other. You've seen their videos, they're barking and then you move the door and then they just stop barking. It's like when you get rid of all of the excuses and you just take self-accountability, it's like, wow, I feel so free and beautiful that I can actually just take the right action and do the right things now, and I have nothing to blame or I have nothing to be annoyed or frustrated about consistently every single day, that I can actually move and just get things done. So really ask yourself, where do you need to forgive yourself? Where are you punishing yourself? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do your days look how they are? What are you actually doing with your life? Who do you need to love more? If you hate someone, I want you to start really loving and forgiving that person from afar. If you've made so many mistakes or you feel that you could have done better or put more effort in, come at it from a different perspective of, I've done the best with what I knew how to do. When I first started my business, I now hold so much frustration because I could have done so much more. But it's not until someone from the outside perspective is like, have you not seen how mad it's been since you started and how well everything has gone? But because because my physical body isn't in the life yet, my brain already has been. That's why I'm so hard on myself, because my brain lives there, but my physical world hasn't caught up yet. We always have to move the goalpost, right? Because I am actually in that area now, which is crazy, but now my brain is like another 5 years down the line, so then obviously the physical world has to catch up. So we always want to bring ourselves back into the present moment and really start to work on the heart, opening the heart up, opening up on the forgiveness, and then your mind has to, on a daily basis, be aligned with that future version of you, because they would feel loved, they would feel appreciated, they would feel heard, they would feel seen, you would feel safe. If you're operating with insecurity and uncertainty, that isn't a safe space for the things that you want to bring into fruition to land in. It will not stay there, all right? So really take from this video the questions that I said, you know, what mistakes are you making? What are you actually doing with your life? Why are you in what you're in? What do your days look like? Why do they look like that? What are you actually doing with your life? Focus on them aspects. And I want you to forgive and I want you to love from afar. All right. So this video, I'm just going to start doing one every single day. Feel free to come and have a little bit of a watch. Sending you love, sending you light. Melia Movement, baby.